What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Football Card Quest. We got a little side quest today because Underdog Fantasy just announced their Puppy 2 Best Ball draft. So just in a moment, we're going to hop into that. It's a $5 entry, $75,000 to first place. We get to see if there's early ADP advantages. Early ADP like mismatch, missed values that we can take advantage of, where players are going. Let's look at how the Baker Mayfield fallout this week is affecting the stock of DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson, Terrace Marshall, maybe Tommy Tremble. Maybe he becomes relevant in this draft. We're going to talk about that today. So let's pop into this. I'm going to give a couple minutes to some people to hop in. This was pretty much a spontaneous live stream. So if you're tuning in, welcome to the side quest. We're going to pull up real quick, though. I want to share with you guys what the current market is now doing for Baker Mayfield. Last night, if you tuned into the live stream, you heard me say that this was going to continue to go up for Baker Mayfield. So let's look at it real quick. I come over here to the market volume on our web app, right? And check out the new market volume. If we sort by buy it now volume and look at where Baker Mayfield's now at, he's ranked third week over week. Buy it now graded card sales growth on eBay up 325%. So yeah, I told you guys it was going to keep growing. 119 graded Baker Mayfield rookie cards have sold in the last 7 days. And this is going to continue to grow as we get more data from this week pumped over into this web app. So very exciting growth, kind of gives you an idea of how healthy the market is. So if you guys were to come to me, if you're new here, right, we pretty much primarily focus on football cards, but obviously we have a strong background in fantasy football. We use a lot of our fantasy football knowledge to make better football card investment and flipping decisions. And one of my favorite fantasy football formats is best ball, because if you're very active on eBay, you're active in the card market, it's a lot to manage a week-to-week fantasy football leagues, especially multiple of them. And if you're not doing multiple drafts, then you're really at a disadvantage compared to the people that are doing multiple drafts throughout the summer. Like right now, really understanding where players are being valued at and which rounds. So you understand how to target, get value, how to build a roster that is at value. We're not spending, above and beyond what you should be spending on certain guys. So that's where the correlation comes in. We'll talk about that as we go. And that's why best ball is so nice, because you don't have to manage your roster on a weekly basis. It's going to be optimized for you from Underdog Fantasy or whatever platform is hosting the best ball tournament. It's going to be optimized. We're going to go ahead and hop into this 30 seconds per pick. If you guys are out there in the chat and just joining in, get in on this draft with me. And you can, there's 2 spots left open. It's going to fill up pretty quick. It's just opened up today. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, using my promo code QUEST, so easy. QUEST gets you a 100% instant deposit bonus up to $100. You could put in 100. You'll get 100. I actually did pick'ems on Joey Chestnut's hot dog eating competition on Monday. He didn't quite get the over. I blame that on the kid that jumped up on stage. No, I don't know. I actually hit the over on Joey Chestnut and like 2 other people that I had never heard of. But I was like, they look like they could probably eat some hot dogs. They all hit the under. They all went under. So I didn't parlay my picks and make a bunch of money there. But it's okay, because primary focus on Underdog is the best ball drafts. All right, so we're going to talk about this because this is a big player pool. This competition is going to end up having 110,000 people in it when it's all said and done. Let's see if anybody that I recognize got in here. Moo, got a couple shields. Sway McThunder, Awesome Cag, Moo. It's Same Grego, McSwish, Corey, Bedoras. ST Flippin sounds like a card name. JA91. That kind of sounds like that sounds really familiar as well. So I got the 1.11. So this is an interesting build. The other reason why I wanted to test this out and get on here is because you can see this right here. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Hopefully it'll make it easier. All right, boom, there we go. That makes it a lot easier to see. So I think Christian McCaffrey should go 1.1. But you see this right here, how I have LAC at New York. This is the week 16 and week 17 matchup for each one of these players. Plus, this is the percentage that I have of these players drafted. Obviously, I need to get more Christian McCaffrey in my best ball drafts. And I do have some of him in Superflex, but he's never fallen to me in this single quarterback format, and I've never reached for him. So you see Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey 1.2. But previously in 1.2, we were seeing Justin Jefferson go, Jamar Chase. We were seeing Cooper Kupp go there. There's Christian McCaffrey was falling toward like the middle of the first round. Now I think he is going to be firmly up. I think a lot of drafts he's probably going to go 1.1 because of the Baker Mayfield acquisition. Just gives more consistency to the quarterback position in Carolina. We know they're going to be running that simplistic offense. So I think it's good for Christian McCaffrey, but Derrick Henry's ADP has actually moved up quite a bit. Diggs now going 1.8. I feel like that has moved up. Diggs, I feel like, was sliding towards the back end of the first round, second round. So with the big matchup, right? I'm in a league of 12 guys, but after 14 weeks, this is going to consolidate down. And it's going to keep consolidating down until the final 2 weeks. You're actually playing against a much bigger player pool. All right, so we're up here at the 1.11. And wow, so this has gone quite running back heavy here out of the gate. I do like Joe Mixon, so I could go Kelsey. I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go Travis Kelsey here. He's only at 4% exposure. Take the best player available in terms of who I think's got the highest receiving output upside this season. This is a half-point PPR format, so I do value that production that we could potentially see from Travis Kelsey in that Kansas City offense, being a receiving leader. Now we're back on. It's really hard for me to get off of. I have 42% Leonard Fournette. We're going to go Joe Mixon here. Look at that week 16, 17 game correlation at New England and then Buffalo at home, week 16 and 17. Week 17 in this format, you're playing against 114 other people. So if you star them up here and the clock runs out, you'll get that player. And if over here on the right, you can see Joe Mixon, Cincinnati by week 10, ADP 13.3. So technically, we got him at just 0.7 of a pick value. We reached a few picks on Travis Kelsey. Obviously, you got to do a little bit of that in the first round or two. You obviously want to have some uniqueness. You know, you talk about daily fantasy when they have roster ownership percentages of certain players, and the lower owned players, when they break out, if you own them, then you're in a really good spot because a lot of other people don't have them. When you're all getting points at the same time, that's when it's hard for you to really stand out and really, perform, like have your team perform well to finish high. So some things to look at. I love this HUD because it tells me HUD in terms of heads up display. I got from Brick 75. I'll have to put it. If you guys are interested, I'll put his link in the description because I think it's really cool. It is a paid service, like a Google Chrome extension. Here it is right here. This extension on my Google Chrome, but it shows me who they're playing week 16, who they're playing week 17, and then my exposure percentage to those players. So make sure I get my exposure spread out across the board. Kind of like in cards, you want to have that exposure spread out. You want to have exposure to quite a few players. Just gives your overall upside a little bit better odds. A little bit better odds is what I'm trying to say of having a team that hits really good throughout the season, because you win weeks 1 through 14 on your 12-man league, but then you consolidate down. I had it pulled up. So you consolidate down to round 2, 18-person groups. Round 3, 18-person league you're playing against. And then round 4 is a 115-person final group. So 115 people you're going to be playing against. Here, I'll pull this up while we're I'm going to do like this as it's coming back to me. There we go. So you got to have those game correlations built out. You got to have some stacks. You got to have some big blow-up games there towards the end of the season. So that's why the correlation is so important to week 16, 17. Shout out to Nick. What's up, man? Got Nick in the chat. Hope you guys are having a good Friday afternoon. What's up, Brooke? Yeah, I cannot resist these underdog best ball drafts. I've gotten in probably 50, 60 of them so far at this point. And they're just such a perfect format for me. I do run a couple dynasty leagues, a couple weekly seasonal redraft leagues, but I can only handle so many of those guys because I don't want to spend, an hour, 2 hours before the games on Sunday, or spend 2 hours Saturday night. And then, you have all the questionable designations heading into Sunday. You got to be on top of, your start sit decisions and make sure you're not starting injured players or players that have COVID or, whatever the case is. You spend quite a bit of time on a week-to-week basis managing that. Whereas in best ball, all the focus is on the draft, and you're just drafting a big team, and then it's optimized for you on a weekly basis with a chance to win money at the end of the season. So you can't beat it. You guys haven't tried it. Obviously, it's a lot of fun. It is exciting because, especially when they first open these tournaments, the ADPs seem to be up in the air. They don't seem to be settled out very good, and so you can take advantage of certain things. Like Patrick Mahomes being picked ahead of Josh Allen is definitely a reach. I have typically see Patrick Mahomes falling to like the 5th round in the Best Ball Mania. So we're going to minus out of this so we can go back to my pick. I think my pick's getting ready to come up here. Yeah. All right, so we'll pull up a little half draft board. Cortland Sutton. So now we got Mixon, we got Kelsey. We want to look at the stack here. I have 58% exposure to Breece Hall. I only have 13%. A.J. Brown at Dallas, New Orleans, Cam Akers. I think I'm gonna go DJ Moore at Tampa, week 17. That could be juicy. Detroit, week 16. I'm gonna go DJ Moore there. I'm gonna see what was his ADP prior, 34.9. So picked him right in line where his ADP was. So I feel like he kind of fell to me a little bit. I'm surprised he didn't go up more than that. Obviously, it's just Baker Mayfield. It's not like the Panthers picked up Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or something. It's like, it is just Baker Mayfield. But I do think he's a clear upgrade from Sam Darnold or PJ Walker. And PJ Walker's the worst. I'd rather have Sam Darnold out there, but all right, we're back on the clock. So now we're out on Mahomes and crap. Oh man, you got to be quick. Got to star some guys up or that could happen to you. What do we do? What's the damage? Jalen Waddle. I have very little exposure to Jalen Waddle, especially at his ADP. Not ideal there for me. Waddle, what's so I could look here and look at QB. Let me go to Tua. There we go. Tua right here. Green Bay at New England. So Green Bay at home and then at New England. You see I have 0% exposure to Tua, especially at his ADP. I'd rather have a lot of these. I think typically what I'll do is I'll pick Trevor Lawrence, especially with a lower ADP. Why would you not? Or go Kirk Cousins in that range, or even Derek Carr if he's there. There was an interesting article that Billy sent me in our Discord server about Deshaun Watson and something that one of the accuser's grown son had said, which was very interesting, very interesting. So it looks like the NFL's and the NFLPA's investigation has discovered that some of these or what the reports are, that some of the accusations, at least, may be fraudulent. They may be just piggybacking to get money from him. So it looks like the NFL is leaning towards a less severe suspension. I'm not here to make an opinion on what he did or did not do. I'm simply stating what I've heard and read in this article about the possibility of how long his suspension could be. And I think now at this point, it looks like it could be less than a full season. So that's interesting. That's really interesting. I'd love to hear you guys' opinion. Derek, you missed this one, man. You're not in here. DB, I need you because this guy at the 1.1 is going crazy over here. He drafted Patrick Mahomes at the 2.12. Wow, he's got no stacks. He's got no correlation. I mean, he's got some decent picks, but ComC taking a while to pack your order. Yeah, so what's nice about this format, Nick, is I get into it and then you guys can hop in as well. So I'll get into it, and then we're playing in a big player pool, but the specific 12-man tournament and the 12-man draft is a few randos and then a few friends. So it makes it interesting. It definitely makes an interesting dynamic when there's people out in the live stream that are actually drafting against me. So that's always fun. Oh, geez. Derek said he was on the phone screaming at Fanatics for sending all his orders to an address that doesn't exist. That is not good. That's not good for anybody. That's not good. But ultimately, Nick, I like to do these best ball drafts in the big player pools. For one, it's like submitting a well-skilled lottery ticket. And two, I get to see where ADPs are at. I get to see who's moving down or up in ADP. If guys slip too far, then all of a sudden I'm like, all right, I'm about to go look this guy up on eBay, do some digging in the football card market. Got Mixon more. Let's see, Kyler's out there, but that doesn't really do much for my correlation. San Francisco, Cleveland, more. You know what? I'll get some more Elijah Moore here. I'm actually a fan. I have zero exposure to J.K. Dobbins. Probably should change that. Zero exposure to Amari Cooper. Now that we just had that little conversation about Deshaun Watson, this could definitely improve. I definitely want some exposure to him if Deshaun's going to be playing at all this year. Ultimately, I think I'm looking to target. Yeah, I missed out on the Mahomes train, so that didn't work out with Kelsey, which was what I was going to do before I got sniped at the end of the second round. So now I've got to pivot. Maybe I go none of that is really good, though, so I'm going to have to – maybe I could still get Jalen Hurts. I don't mind Joe Burrow, even if it is with Mixon. I wouldn't mind getting Brady if I can get maybe Russell Gage out here, Chris Godwin. I'm just really unsure of how much time he's going to miss. Oh, I'm back on the clock too, aren't I? 4%. Antonio Gibson playing. Who did I end up getting? Oh, man, this is a really interesting roster build. I don't like it at all. Don't like it at all, guys. Don't like it at all. I'm going to have to, this. I could still put a decent stack together here somewhere. Get some correlations somewhere. No exposure to Elijah Mitchell. I must have exposure to him in the super flex, but not in this format. I probably drafted a lot of, Josh Jacobs, 13%. Melvin Gordon, 33%, because his ADP is so low. Damian Harris, 13. Tony Pollard, 17%. I gotta fix some of these exposures, man. Got no exposures to Singletary, Sanders. Gotta fix that. Ken Walker's blank. Oh, that's because I think in the sheet I had Kenneth Walker, and on here it's Ken Walker. So now this I don't think is right. I know I have drafted Rashad Penny in plenty of my leagues. So there's like a interesting value spot for running backs that you can see here, which I guess maybe is good for me because I drafted some. I just don't like. I don't like where I picked Jalen Waddle at. I don't know, man. I'm out on him this year. Although I shouldn't be that way because he could easily put up 1,000 yards this year and get 100 targets. Here. Check this out, Brooks. So here's Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 0% exposure, but an 80.1 ADP puts him way down on the running back list. So if he's way down on the running back list, the card that's going to be liquid for him would need to be something that's even more desirable, something that's even more liquid just from a card standpoint. So now Jonathan Taylor, on the other hand, I see people going to buy his Chronicles Legacy or buy his Gridiron Kings type of, insert cards from Base Donruss and stuff like that. Yeah, sure. I see people buying those for Justin Jefferson, Jonathan Taylor, any of the top guys. But once you get outside of that, you get more into the third, fourth tier of players and player pool in the NFL. Now all of a sudden you need a better card to become liquid in the market again. A lot of quarterbacks going off the board here. Burrow's gone, Hurts is gone, Brady's gone, Rodgers, Lance. Looks like I'm going to end up settling. I wonder how far he's going to fall. Maybe we just go and target Baker Mayfield, knowing we've got DJ Moore. Let's just see how far Baker Mayfield falls. See if we can get him like 3 rounds later. I don't know if people are really going to value him in this format a whole lot. I think he's still – I think I can get him probably around like the 10th round is what I'm guessing, which is what I'm going to try and do. Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. I'll get to that later after I get off of here. So yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, we're doing a best ball draft on underdogfantasy.com. If you're new to it, definitely check it out. It is a lot of fun. It's the best way to play fantasy football if you're busy, if you have multiple other obligations and things to do every Sunday. Then you can get into these. Oh, there, I got some Devin Singletary exposure. That's why it's important to queue guys up. And you can get into these. If you're new, promo code Quest gets you 100% instant deposit bonus. It also helps out the channel. And Underdog likes that. We are affiliated with them. So it's a very natural partnership, and we appreciate their support. But it is good when new people sign up with promo code Quest. And I've got to here. I'm so tilted right now, man, because I just don't like this draft at all. Just give me Miles Sanders. That's fine. I'm so tilted on this draft board right now. I'm not going to lie, guys. Ugh. But we shall fight on. We shall fight on. We shall fight on. See what some of these guys are doing. Like Antonio Gibson's a prime example. Going at 89 overall. The kind of athletic ability he's got, the upside. That's the kind of athlete I'm looking to personally invest in, to have some exposure to. He gets the proper opportunity. I mean, Washington is really being treated like hot, stinky garbage this year. But there's obviously upside. There's upside and there's paths to success for players on virtually every NFL team. I expect his ADP to climb a little bit heading into the season. It could not climb heading in at all, and it could be reliant on production. You know, the market has shifted a lot, and I've been talking about this a lot, but it's very true, man. Very true. The market is very much reactive to production, or expected production. So when a wide receiver gets a big quarterback upgrade, or the team drafts a really good offensive lineman for a running back, but anytime you get a big quarterback upgrade, that's going to benefit the running backs and wide receivers and tight end, all those guys. You see the market react, but it's only temporary. It's like a temporary little blip on the radar, and then it really requires them to go out and perform above and beyond the expectation that we already had in our heads for them, based on what we've seen them do in the past, based on their prior opportunities shared, their athletic metrics, the opportunities they were getting last year, the coaching changes. Take all that into consideration. That's the expectation heading into this year. So it's baked in. It's baked into their card prices, whatever that may be. And then if they go out and exceed that, clearly exceed that, then we see the values go up. If they don't, then the values either stay the same. Sometimes you can see little, if they're on a winning team and stuff like that, you see these little blips of spikes, and it's very much affected by the actual card of the player that you own, you know. All right, we're back on. We're down to Baker Mayfield territory. This is the 9th round. We'll probably get him in the I think we queue up Deshaun Watson. Wow. Is Baker Mayfield already gone, or he's just holy dirt cheap? Okay. Wow. This clock goes so quick too. Let's see. It's terrible. This is terrible. Terrible. I'm going to be back on the clock here in just a second. Yep, back on the clock. All right. I think we can wait on Baker. Kind of like the Melvin Gordon pick here. Yeah. Let's queue him up. Let's move him up over Baker. Let me get an idea. We've got a secondary tight end option. We can go star up Albert O. We want to play for upside. Guys. Don't even worry about a floor. Don't worry about a floor in this format. Just swing for the fences on every single pick. So like some of my favorite guys that have super high upside, but also a pretty low floor, like Alexander Madison, Tyler Boyd. Most weeks he could be very, very quiet, but then all of a sudden, if anything were to happen to Chase or Higgins, Boyd gets a tremendous opportunity and a very high octane offense and a lot of shootouts. And I think there's obviously some spike weeks, even if something doesn't have to Chase and Higgins, there's still some spike weeks in there for Boyd. It's just not going to be 15 to 20 points every week. Never going to happen unless one of those guys get hurt, So you swing for the fences. Like same thing, like Gesicki, I think is not bad. I think he could have a couple spike games. He plays receiver a lot, especially in the range that he goes where you get him. But I've already got Waddle. I'm not looking to double dip on that team. I was looking for more of the running backs on that team. Like I know I have some Raheem Mostert, some Chase Edmonds, some Sony Michel. Super late in these drafts. Let's see where we're at. Round 11. What is this? 18 rounds. They go pretty quick too, so that's a good thing. It's a good thing because this one I feel like I'm drowning in this draft. Fix the scroll at the top. What's that? Oh, you're looking at the players scrolling across the top? My bad, guys. Derek? No, Derek's he's a Quest GOAT, man. Dude, his collection's insane. He sent me all kinds of fire. Gabe Davis. I got a package here from Gabe Davis. All right, now we're getting into some of those swing for the fences running back picks here. Awesome Cag and Moo just went Isaiah Spiller, I think is another one. Super low floor, but high potential upside, high octane offense. If anything were to happen to Eckler, Spiller is going to step into pretty much a bell cow type role. And it's just one of those things. So what you don't necessarily want to do is pick Austin Eckler and Spiller. So this Moo person didn't, which is smart. They went Fournette, Chubb. So they had pretty strong running backs to start after going Chase. And then they came back and did Cooks, DK Metcalf, and then Tom Brady to stack with Fournette. And then they go Dalton Schultz at tight end. And all right, I'm on the clock. So the one quarterback. Baker Mayfield's still out there. I think we can sit on him some more. I don't think we really need to go Baker Mayfield just yet. I like going Albert O here because I got KC. I like that the matchups in week 16, 17 there. I like those matchups. So we'll go ahead and stack him up. And let's see who else we want to get here. I like this Michael Carter. Oops. I wouldn't mind getting some Rachaad White exposure too. Same thing. If anything happens to Fournette, man, you're sitting sweet with Rachaad White, especially with those matchups toward the end of the season. Michael Carter. Has 0% exposure to Jameson Williams. I could potentially pick up Jared Goff here. I'm going to go Jameson Williams. We're going to get Jameson Williams. We're going to look and see if Goff is still out there. Goff is still out there. Beautiful. Sorry. Here, let me fix the scroll bar at the top. There we go. There we go. I'm trying to come back from this horrendous start to this draft, but we're getting there. Well, I had Gabe, I had all your cards accounted for, man. So I don't know what part of I went through the sheet and everything. Unless those were the 3 that said to be determined, you had extra cards that weren't on the sheet that I populated in. So when I counted all your cards up, they were on the sheet. So I don't know what kind of thing you're running over there, Gabe, but you got to get more organized, Gabe. Let's see here. Couple tight ends going late here. Devontae Parker. I like to look at the builds that these guys with the shields make, because these are supposed to be guys that do like 1 million of these drafts. Like Derek's got a shield. Busy trying to beat Crowder. Derek's got a shield. So you come in here, go Derrick Henry in the first, back around to Mike Evans, Javonte, Deontay, Montgomery. So very balanced RB, wide receiver, RB, wide receiver, RB. Finally get Joe Burrow to stack with who? Nobody? Nobody. Okay. Does the guy with the shield really know what he's doing? The other guy with the shield went Diggs, Barkley, Josh Allen. So that makes perfect sense, right? And you got Josh Allen kind of at a value there when you think about it. That late in the 3rd round, behind Patrick Mahomes, that's a value for Josh Allen. And then he goes Gabe Davis. So he goes a double stack with Allen, Bateman, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Godwin, Gibson, and now he's starting to stack up on some running backs, tight ends, Goddard, Ken Walker, Freiermuth, Rashad White. So, yeah, I like his draft. I mean, that's a solid draft. This other shield guy, Sway McThunder, just picked Michael Carter at 147, which is fantastic value. Fantastic value. I mean, going so late, like he shouldn't be going after a lot of these guys. Like shouldn't be going that late, but I still think Clyde Edwards-Helaire may be going too early, but that's the Kansas City Chiefs effect, man. His ADP is gonna stay elevated until he proves otherwise. It's a very ambiguous offense to try and figure out this year, Kansas City. There's Crowder. There's your boy Crowder, Gabe. Don't worry, your ADP is safe, man. Your ADP is still so much stronger than Gabe Davis's, whose ADP now is like in the 4th round. Crowder going in the 13th. Crowder, if you can outperform Gabe this season, that would be something. That would be something. Value pick. Yes. Value pick. So Jalen Tolbert picked off. Dude, Baker Mayfield's still out there. Also still have Gronk. His ADP is going to stay down there. Tannehill's still out there. I don't really have anybody to stack him with. Could go Curtis Samuel. I'm gonna go Chark here. What did I do? Who did I get? Dang, it wasn't quick enough. Sony Michel. Okay. That puts me at Michel, Gordon, Miles Sanders, Singletary, and Mixon. Okay. That's what it is. I might have to get is Tua still out there too? I might take three QBs. No, that's right. Tua went drafted already. Yeah, I'm going to wait on these guys. I'm going to star some people up because I constantly am missing my pick. Could get some David Njoku exposure. It's not a bad idea. Not like the week 16-17 matchup, though. New Orleans at Washington. It's not super tantalizing there, but I do like the AJ Green because look at his ADP, and the matchup at the end of the season are good. I could get some. I could go with some cross exposure here. Yeah, I'm gonna go Curtis Samuel because that gives me the comeback correlation against my Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper picks. They were at that week 17. So, hey, it's a long shot, but that's how you build correlation. You got to bring it back with somebody on the opposing team. So if we're projecting, if we're picking like we're right, and Deshaun Watson goes off with Amari Cooper, say we pick up Njoku, and against Washington in week 17, somebody on Washington's got to put up points. We're projecting it to shoot out. That's the in this multiverse, in this parallel universe. All right. It's the reality we're going to live in. So in the same token, that's why we have Kelsey and Albert OK, KC versus Denver in week 17. The Jets are playing Seattle. So Elijah Moore's kind of like just standalone there. I don't really have anything to go correlate with that. I do have Mixon and Singletary, which is a week 17 matchup there, Cincinnati and Buffalo. So that one's got interesting correlation. Obviously, we have the Denver, Kansas City correlation going, and Miami is playing. Let's see, Miami's playing at New England in week 17. Whereas, where did he go? Okay, Green Bay in week 16. So I don't have any exposure yet to Green Bay on the strat board, and yeah, my Miami exposure is just Jalen Waddle, Sony Michel right now. So, and it's going to stay that way. So the real game stat correlation we're going for here at this point is Cleveland, Washington. Also Carolina, which he's still in Cleveland. Oh, that threw me off, man. That threw me off. I'm looking at Baker's. So I actually, have to go look at Darnold's, because I do not have week 16, 17 matchups memorized yet. So we have to go look at Darnold's here. Why is it not showing up for Darnold? Oh, there it goes. Need that. Need my HUD. Need my HUD to update, man. It's not showing up for Darnold. Darnold, come on, man. What about if we find Robbie Anderson? Is he out there? He is. What about good old Chuba Hubbard? Are we nope. Why is this scroll bar stop scrolling sometimes? Mac, come on, man. Yeah, give me the correlation. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, dear God. D'Ernest Johnson. Panthers play Bucks. That's right. Dang it! Why didn't I remember that? You know what's weird is we played the Panthers week 17 last year too. We played them twice. We played them week 15 and week 17 last year. Which is really weird. Or it was week 16, 18, something like that. It was like 2 times in the last 3 games of the season. 178. $46. I gotta diversify a little bit here. Let's go David Bell. Let's go David Bell, stack up on we could even get some Carson Wentz going. And we can get Baker and Carson. I think we go that route. It gives us more correlation, more game theory correlation. We've also got now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide receivers, 5 running backs, 1 quarterback, and 2 tight ends. So obviously we're pretty well balanced. I think we go ahead here at 182. I think we go ahead and take Baker, because I did draft DJ Moore as the wide receiver 1. So I think we can get Carson too. I think we take 3 quarterbacks in this scenario because I'm not sure what to think about. And I see Dearness at 211. You think he'll fall to me? That would be nice. Donovan Peoples-Jones still out there too. I really like Laviska Shenault as late as he's at New York, at Houston that late. Nico Collins too. I say we go ahead and take Baker here. Or Wentz, doesn't matter. I'll just let the clock run out. Take Baker Mayfield. We took him. We got Baker. Oh, great. You see what I did? Both my quarterbacks have a bye week of 9. Hopefully Carson Wentz comes back to us. If not, we may end up taking Mac Jones. And maybe we draft. Or I'm sure we could probably get Goff is still going to be out there. Davis Mills is still going to be out there that we've got correlation with now. Trubisky's still out there. Plenty of quarterbacks out there. Save me. Save me. Might as well start up Brian Robinson. Get a little Brian Robinson there. Maybe get some goal line touchdowns. Zamir White is an interesting dart throw late in drafts. If anything happens to Josh Jacobs, that's going to be a run-heavy game. Both of those. Well, Derek Carr picked apart Pittsburgh last year. But I like the running backs in those games. At Pittsburgh, San Francisco, at home. Isaiah McKenzie. Gabe, how do you feel about Isaiah McKenzie this late in the draft? It's your boy Brevin Jordan. Last 2 rounds. Last 2 rounds. Appreciate you guys tuning out. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Hit that like button. We're on a side quest playing some best ball on underdogfantasy.com. Use that little word right there you see in the top right corner of your screen, quest. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, get a 100% instant deposit bonus. Play some best ball. This is a $5 entry, $75,000 to first place. It'll be a total of 110,000 people. But the total prize pool is like a guaranteed prize pool. So you can see second 40,000, third 25,000, fourth 20,000, 15,000. I mean, hey, I'm going to be happy even if I just finish in the top 200. But of course, want to win. I just don't know if I'm going to be winning. If I win with this roster, that would be insane. Insane. Oh, we're going to be on the clock next. Gabe Davis said, straight stud. Isaiah McKenzie, straight stud. I think Tupac Shakir's still out there too. Nico Laviska. 5 running backs here. 54% exposure. Let's get some 4%. Oh, man. Let's get some more Dearness Johnson. Let's go Dearness Johnson here. And then let's go Jared Goff for the last pick. That's not a whole lot of correlation there. There's only Detroit. How many Detroit? Oh, Jameson Williams. Chicago. I don't really have a run back there. So maybe I don't do that. My last pick. Just go Snoop Connor. How far down do I got to scroll to get to Snoop Connor? Snoop Connor. Man, that's a deep dart throw right there. Of course, J91, take his sweet time. Snipe Jared Goff. J91, are you out there in the stream? Tempted to think that I go with the third quarterback here. I don't know if that's optimal in any shape or fashion. I probably should just go with another running back, or let the clock run out and get another Cleveland Browns wide receiver. Well, go Cleveland. Go Cleveland. There you go, guys. Well, that was interesting. If you were able to stomach this live stream, I appreciate you. You have a special spot in my heart. And I'll see you next time. We're going to get back to breaking down football card action. I actually got to run to the post office. So I'll see you guys later. I'm going to run. Peace, y'all.